Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're tackling something really central to modern life, navigating the digital world in English.
It really is everywhere, isn't it? The sources you shared, they really underscore how vital websites and online tools are now for, well, everything. Communication, work, learning.
Shopping, entertainment, you name it. So our mission today is to equip you with the language skills you need. We want you to feel confident discussing websites, what you do online, your digital presence.
Right. We'll be unpacking some advanced phrasal verbs, looking at natural word combinations, collocations, and pointing out common errors.
Exactly, and also some effective communication strategies. Think of this as your guide to speaking more fluently about the online world, all drawn from the material you provided.
Sounds good. Where should we start?
Let's begin with some key phrasal verbs. These come up constantly when you're talking about online activities. First one, set up.
Yes. Set up, meaning to establish or create something, right?
Precisely. Like in the examples, she set up a personal website, or we set up an account to buy books online. How often have you had to set up a new profile or device recently?
It feels like quite often.
Yeah.
And setup, it often implies, a bit of a process, maybe a few steps involved. It's not usually instant.
That's a good point. It can influence your first impression of a service, can it? How easy it is to set up.
Definitely.
Okay, next up, log in and log out. Pretty fundamental entering and leaving an account.
Right. Like you need to log in to access the full article.
Or the classic advice, don't forget to log out when using public computers. We've all had that slight panic, haven't we? Wondering if we remembered to log out.
Especially on a shared machine. And thinking about security, just remembering to log in safely and always log out.
Yeah,
It's basic but so important for protecting your information online.
absolutely. Then we've got scroll down and scroll up, just how we navigate content on a screen.
Scroll down to see more search results, or maybe scroll up to check the top of the homepage.
And who hasn't found themselves endlessly scrolling down a social media feed? It's almost a default action now.
It really is. And scroll kind of acknowledges the sheer amount of information we face online, doesn't it? There's usually way more than fits on one screen.
Exactly. You have to move through it vertically. Okay, another key action, click on selecting something.
Like, click on the link to download the file.
Or maybe less intentionally, I clicked on a banner ad by accident. Happens to the best of us. What was the last thing you remember deliberately clicking on?
Probably a news headline earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, click on, it's that basic interaction, that choice to engage with something specific on the screen.
Right. And the last phrasal verb for this section is sign up, meaning to register for a service or site.
As in, I signed up for an online photography course.
Or you can sign up with your email or phone number. It feels like we're constantly being prompted to sign up for things. How many times this week alone?
It can feel overwhelming sometimes. Sign up really marks that point where you exchange some information, usually your email, for access to something. It's the gateway.
It is, and the sign-up process itself can make or break whether someone actually uses a service.
Absolutely. If it's too complicated, people just won't bother.
Okay, let's move on. Let's look at some natural word pairings or collocations used in this digital context. Using these will make your English sound, well, much more natural.
Good idea. These combinations are really useful.
First one, user-friendly interface. Describe something easy and intuitive to use.
Right. The example was, the app has a user-friendly interface. Perfect for beginners. What makes an interface user-friendly to you? Is it just how it looks?
That's a great question. For me, it's more than looks. It's intuitive navigation. Things are where you expect them to be. Clear labels.
Exactly. It anticipates what the user needs. It makes doing things straightforward, well-organized menus, clear buttons, that kind of thing.
Totally agree. Next collocation. Responsive design.
Crucial nowadays. This means the design adapts to different screen sizes: phone, tablet, desktop.
Right. Websites need a responsive design for better user experience. We've all wrestled with a site that doesn't have responsive design on our phones, haven't we? pinching and zooming.
Oh, it's so frustrating. Makes text tiny, buttons hard to press. It's just a bad experience and a real barrier sometimes.
Definitely. Okay, then there's online platform. This is a pretty broad term.
It is. It's basically any site or service offering digital functions.
Yeah.
Like the example, YouTube is an online platform for video sharing.
What are some other online platforms you use regularly? Maybe social media, learning platforms?
Sure, things like LinkedIn for professional networking or maybe Coursera for courses. They're all online platforms, just with different functions. It really shows the variety of the internet.
Good examples. Let's talk about high-speed connection, fast internet.
Essential. A high-speed connection is vital for video calls, as the source said.
Absolutely. How frustrating is it when you don't have a high-speed connection and you're trying to, say, stream something or join a meeting?
It's incredibly disruptive. A reliable, fast connection isn't a luxury anymore. It feels like basic infrastructure for participating fully online, whether for work or just keeping in touch.
Couldn't agree more. And our last collocation, website traffic.
This just means the number of visitors a website gets.
Yeah, the source mentioned SEO strategies help increase website traffic. Why would someone want to increase their website traffic? Seems obvious, but let's break it down.
Well, for most website owners, more traffic means more visibility. That could lead to more customers if it's a business, a bigger audience if it's content creation, maybe more ad revenue, or greater influence.
Yeah.
It's often a key measure of success online.
Makes perfect sense. Okay, now let's pivot slightly and address some common mistakes people make when talking about these topics. These are worth paying close attention to.
Right. Little errors that can make a big difference in clarity.
First one, incorrectly saying, I sign up in this course. The correction is,
I signed up for this course. Using the preposition for after sign up when joining something like a course or newsletter.
why are prepositions like for often so tricky, do you think?
Well, they often don't translate directly from other languages, and their usage in English can depend heavily on the verb and the context. It often comes down to learning set phrases and paying attention.
Good point. Okay, mistake number 2. She log into her blog every day. What's wrong there?
Subject-verb agreement. It should be, she logs into her blog every day. That's bara for the third person singular present tense. He, she, it logs in.
Right. It's a basic grammar point, but easy to forget when you're focused on the digital vocabulary itself.
It happens, especially in faster conversation.
Other common one, saying, I clicked the link. It sounds okay, but it's usually better to say,
I clicked on the link. Generally, when you're talking about interacting with a specific digital element, a link, a button, an icon you use, click on.
So that on is pretty necessary with click in this context?
Yes, it's a very consistent pattern for digital interactions. Click on the button, click on the image, click on the link.
Got it. And the last mistake example. My internet is very speed.
Using the noun speed where an adjective is needed. The correct way is, my internet is very fast. Or, you could use that collocation we mentioned, my internet connection is high speed.
So how can people remember when to use speed versus fast?
Think of speed as the thing itself, like the speed of light. Fast is the word you use to describe something that has high speed. The internet connection is fast. It has high speed.
That's a clear distinction. Okay, the source material also offered some great strategies for communicating clearly in digital contexts. Let's highlight a few.
Good idea. Practical tips are always helpful.
When giving instructions online, use natural, clear expressions. For example, first, log into your account and scroll down. Or maybe
click on the blue button to submit the form. Using those sequence words like first and being specific, the blue button really helps.
Yeah, it avoids confusion. Direct and concise. What about asking for help?
Specificity is key here too. Instead of just saying, it's not working, try something like, I'm having trouble logging in. Can you help?
Or, how do I sign up for the newsletter? Being specific helps the person trying to help you, right?
Exactly. Clear questions lead to clearer, faster answers. Vague problems just lead to more back and forth.
Makes sense. And finally, when talking about preferences, use descriptive language.
Right. Not just, I like this website, but why? I prefer websites with a clean, simple design, for example.
Or, this platform feels more intuitive than the other one. What kind of words would you use to describe your ideal website design?
I like things that are minimalist, definitely organized, maybe visually appealing, but not cluttered, and above all, easy to navigate. Those words convey much more than just good.
Great examples. So, wrapping this all up, what's the main takeaway here?
Well, I think it's clear that mastering English for the digital world isn't just about learning vocabulary lists. It's about understanding how these phrasal verbs and collocations work together in real situations.
And how to use them effectively to communicate online. Think about your own experiences online, just day to day. How often do you set up accounts, log in, scroll through feeds, click on links?
All the time. This language is woven into the fabric of our digital lives now. Understanding it better boosts your confidence and fluency, whether you're reading, writing, or speaking online.
Absolutely. So here's a little challenge for you, the listener. The next time you're online, actively pay attention to the English used on the websites and platforms you visit.
Yeah, notice those phrasal verbs. Spot the collocations we talked about.
And maybe try describing your experience using some of these terms. How user-friendly is that interface? Does it have responsive design? We always appreciate you joining us for these deep dives, exploring these sources with us.
Keep being curious, keep learning, and keep connecting.
Thank you for tuning in today. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you. Goodbye for now.